Okay, so here the next is, follow me, okay? So here, test 5.1 E, okay, 5.1E under your exercise 5.1, question B 1. There are 4 questions, so 1 to 4 subheading. We'll find this on textbook page 103. So here, let us start here. Question B1. Let me read the question for us. In which of the following situations does the list of numbers involved make an arithmetic progressions, and why? So let's start with the first one. Question B1, subheading 1. The taxi fare for each kilometer, when the fare is rupees 15 for the first kilometer, and then it increases rupees 8 for each additional kilometer. What it means is this. So here we're going to check whether this sequence is forming an AP or not, arithmetic progression. So here, let us start like this. Taxi fare for the first kilometer. It's already given in the question. A1, let us represent by that. For the first kilometer, clearly mentioned in your question, rupees 15. So that's A1. Then the taxi fare for the second kilometer, A2 here. For each additional kilometer from after first is 15, then the next 1 kilometer added is whatever is the first kilometer covered plus the second kilometer, the plus 1 additional is rupees 8. So 15 plus 8, which is equal to rupees 31, right? Similarly, taxi fare for the third kilometer, let us represent it by A3, will be rupees 31 was after covering second, so third means 1 additional is again rupees 8, so this is rupees 39. Okay, so here I think we made a mistake here. Here, see, sorry, 15 plus 8 is 23, sorry, 23. So this should be 23 plus 8. Okay, 31. Sorry, slight corrections. And taxi fare for the fourth kilometer, A4. So I think that will be enough up to the fourth term, right? Up to the fourth term. So rupees 31 was for the third, and so fourth means 1 additional kilometer. For each additional is rupees 8, so that is rupees 39. 31 plus 8, 39. Okay. So here now, the question is saying whether this A1 value, A2, A3, A4, till the fourth term, fifth term also we can go 6, 7, 8. But I think 4 up to the fourth term is enough for us to check whether these numbers are in AP or not. So for that we have learned even in our previous class. Now to check whether a particular sequence of numbers like 15, 23, like that, are in AP or not, the only sure characteristic of an AP is the common difference, right? So we take that. So common difference is the higher term minus its consecutive lower term, A2 minus A1, not A1 minus A2. Okay, immediately lower, 2 and 1 consecutive. So A2 is 23 minus A1 is 15. So if you subtract 15 from 23, we're going to get here 13 minus 5 is 8. 1 already taken, so only 1 left, so that's the remainder, so that is going to be 8. How about A3 minus A2? Next, A2 minus A1. Let's check for A3 minus A2. A3, A2. So 31 minus 23. So now 31 minus 23, 11 minus 3 is 8. 1 has been taken from 3 to make 11, so only 2 left. 2 minus 2, 0, so this is plus 8 again. It seems to be the same. Just to confirm it, let us go to one more test. That is the fourth term, A4 minus the third term, A3. How do we get common difference? The fourth term minus the third term, or the third term minus the second term. Subtracting the consecutive terms starting from the higher minus the lower term. Okay, so A4 is here 39 minus A3 is here 31. Very easy. 31, 9 minus 31 again 8. So we see that A2 minus A1 or A3 minus A2 or A4 minus A3 are all same every time. So you can write here that is subtraction of consecutive terms is simply given by the formula A k plus 1 minus AK is the same every time. So the same every time. Because of this, therefore, we'll go back to the beginning part of the question. In which of the following situation does the list of numbers involve? So the list of numbers involved here in this particular question, that is, what are the list of numbers? A1, comma, A2, comma, A3, comma, A4, comma, etc. Up to the fourth term is enough for us to confirm whether it's an AP or not. So the list of numbers involved here, that is A1, A2, A3, A4, specifically involving the taxi fares starting from for first kilometer with 1 additional kilometer charge of ₹8 for each additional kilometer. That list involved here forms an arithmetic progression. So this is APS. Okay, so that's your first question. Let's do the next one slowly. They are saying check whether they are in AP. We found out they are in AP and give reason why they are AP, because they have common difference. That is AK plus 1 minus AK value is same every time. That's the reason why we say it's an AP. The only reason why a sequence of numbers will be an AP is they have common difference, and this one has common difference of 8, 8, 8. We have seen there, right? So here, question B1, subheading 2 again. Let me read that question. The amount of air present in a cylinder when a vacuum pump removes 1/4 of the air remain in the cylinder at each time. So let us go up to the fourth time, that is the fourth term. So here, let the initial volume of air in let the initial volume of air in the cylinder. Okay, let us represent it by A1, cylinder B, A1 B equal to V liters. So we're assuming it's V in the beginning before any air is removed from the cylinder. The original or initial volume was V liters, let us say. Okay, that's representing A1. Then the volume of air, okay, remaining I can put here, I think, remaining volume of air remaining after the first removal. Let us represent this one by A2. So before anything was removed from the cylinder, it was originally V liters. After first removal, A2, let's read the question. Every time 1/4 of the air is removed, so initial volume is V minus, because removed, so minus 1/4 is removed, so 1/4 of the original. So original minus removed part is 1/4 of the original volume. So 1/4 of V is the removed part, original is V, as you can see. So V minus removed is remaining. The word remaining means after subtraction, whatever is left. So this much liters, so that will be, liters can be represented in single letter abbreviation as small l, okay. 4 into V is 4V. 4V minus 1V is 3V/4 liter. This is the air remaining in the cylinder after the first removal, that is A2. Similarly, the volume of air remaining after second removal, let us say A2, sorry, A3, this is A3, A1 is here, 2, A3 will be, now you see, whatever is removed after first removal, this is left. So that is, we have to take, this one was left after first removal. Right, later you can put later on. So this was the amount just before the third removal, minus one more removal. Each removal is 1/4 of the remaining. So 1/4 of what was remaining after second removal, after first removal, sorry, will be remaining. So 1/4 of that. Okay, this no longer this one. 1/4 of this one. 3V/4 liter. Let me explain that once more. 3V/4. What is remaining after first removal? After this also they remove 1/4. So 1/4 of the volume remaining after first removal, not the original, because this original has been decreased here. So this is remaining. So 1/4 of what is remaining, right? So here that will be equal to, okay, 3/4V is common. See here, 3V/4. Sorry, 3V/4. So we can take that out. 3V/4 into 3V/4. Nothing left here means into 1 is 3V/4 minus here 3V/4 out of the bracket. So inside will be 1/4, this much liter. So that will be equal to 3V/4 into 4 ones are 4 minus 1 is 3/4. 3/4. Okay, let me write once more. That will be equal to 3V/4 as it is here into 4 ones are 4 minus 1 is 4 minus 1 is 3/4. This part liter. So that we can write this one as 3V/4. Okay, 3V/4 into 3/4. Okay, so this one can keep it like that. Okay, then here again, the volume of air remaining after here third removal. Let us represent this one by A4 will be equal to, okay, what is remaining after second removal, that is 3V/4 into 3/4 in this much liter is remaining, minus 1/4 is removed every time. So 1/4 into what is remaining after second removal, this one. 1/4 of 3V/4, this one, into 3/4. This much liters. So one can just put here second bracket or third bracket. So that will be equal to, you see here, 3V/4. Okay, so here 3V/4 into 3V/4 into 3/4. 3V/4 into 3/4 is common. So you can take that out. 3V/4 into 3/4 is common in both. See, exactly same. Into Here 3v by 4 into 3 by 4 into 1 is this. Minus 3v by 4 into 3 by 4 has been taken out. So here will be, this is out, so this inside will be 1 by 4. So that will be equal to 3v by 4, this one, into 3 by 4 into 4 ones are 4 minus 1, 3 again, by 4. So slowly do it, 3v by 4, same thing as it is, into 3 by 4 into 3 by 4 is 3 by 4 square. So what we're trying to do is keeping them in a form that is comparable. See, volume of air remaining after first removal is, here first is v, second is 3v by 4 liter. After second removal is 3v by 4, comparable means here 3v by 4 here after first removal. Here also 3v by 4, same factor, into extra 3 by 4. So clearly these two are comparable. Then 3v by 4 is the comparing point, 3v by 4, 3v by 4. After third removal, air 4 also, there is a 3v by 4 factor, this much liter. 3v by 4, 3v by 4 into 3 by 4, 3v by 4 into 3 by 4 square. So a progression is built and written in a form where they are comparable. The common thing that is same in all this A1, A2, A3, A4 is 3v by 4, 3v by 4, 3v by 4. The extra thing here, nothing here. Here 3 by 4 extra, here 3 by 4 square. So we're just keeping in a form that is comparable, so we can easily subtract when we try to find the common difference. So let us now find here. Therefore, now, or you can just write simply, now A2 minus A1, the first one. How do we know this A1 value, V liters, A2, A3, A4 are in AP or not? As I said in the beginning, the only confirmatory characteristic of an AP is that they will have common difference. So we have to calculate the common difference and see whether they really have common difference. If they have common difference, then that is surely AP. If they do not have common difference, that is surely not an AP. So the only sure characteristic of an AP is they have common difference. So let us find the common difference. Common difference is higher term minus the immediately lower terms consecutive to this, A2 minus A1. A3 minus A2. A3 minus A1 is not correct. A3 minus A2. It should be consecutive. A2 minus A1. So A2 here is that one. 3v by 4 minus A1 here, v. So that will be 4 ones are 4. If you want to see, 3v minus 4 ones are 4 into v, 4v by 4. So plus 3v minus 4v, v means minus 1v. So minus v by 4. I hope it's the same as the textbook answer. Yes, minus v by 4. Then, I think we will not need this part anymore. Then, let's check at least 3 times. A3 minus A2. So common difference is A2 minus A1, or same thing, A3 minus A2 also. Or A4 minus A3, or A5 minus A4. Any one of them. If it's an AP, all that value will be same. A2 minus A1 and A3 minus A2 will be exactly the same. If it's not an AP, they will not be same. So we'll find out soon. A3 here is this one. So that is this one. 3v by 4. Okay, into 3 by 4 minus A2. 3v by 4. So let us do this. That will be equal to 3v by 4 common, as you can see, into 3 by 4. 3v by 4 out, so 3 by 4 minus 3v by 4 into 1, this one. So that will be equal to 3v by 4 into, as I said, 4 ones are 4. So plus 3 minus 4 is minus 1 again by 4. So let us bring it in a form that is comparable to the first one. First one is A2 minus 1 is minus v by 4. if we bring it in a form that is clearly comparable, then we can easily know whether they have common difference or not. That's why I'm saying bring it to a form comparable to the first one. That is, A3 minus A2 becomes comparable to A2 minus A1 only when they are similar in a pattern. So here also minus V by 4, here also there minus V, plus and minus V by, okay, or you can just write here, this one, 3 by 4, okay, into, here plus and minus V into 1 minus V by 4. So 3 by 4 I took it out, and here V into minus 1 minus V by 4. Comparable now because minus V by 4 factor, here also minus V by 4. Yes, the same as your textbook answer. Okay, 3 by 4 into minus V by 4. Then let's test once more. So here A4 minus A3. So F4 is this one, 3V by 4 into 3 by 4. This is the F4, 3 by 4 square minus A3. So here A3 just now we took here, this one, A3. I've written in wrapped here, you have on your notebook, right? 3V by 4 into 3 by 4. That will be equal to 3V by 4 common. So take out the highest common factor. And here 3 by 4 square, and here 3 by 4 to the power 1. So 3 by 4 to the power 1 will be the 3 by 4 square, and 3 by 4 1 to the power 1 means 3 by 4 is the highest common factor of these two out. So if you have taken 3V by 4 into 3 by 4 out, then 3 by 4, 1 power outside and still 1 power inside for the first term, because here 3 by 4 is 3 by 4 square minus, so you put minus. Then here 3V by 4 into 3 by 4 exactly has been taken out, so everything taken out means into 1. 3V by 4 into 3 by 4 into 1 is this. Now that way you will bring it to a form which is comparable. So again 3 by 4 here, 1, 2, and just wait 1 minute, we'll solve this part also. 3V by 4 into 3 by 4, the same thing, and here 3, then 4 ones are 4, so minus 4 plus 3 is minus 1 again by 4. So I'm going to write here 3 by 4 square, because there are 2 of them, into here 3 by 4 square only, V is not touched, so plus and minus, V ones are V, V ones are V, V ones are V divided by 3 by 4 square, 3 by 4 into 3 by 4 out, V into plus and minus, V ones are minus V, therefore by 4 here. We did that intentionally so it remains comparable to A3 minus A2, which is here minus V by 4 minus V by 4, and A2 minus A1, A2 minus A1, A3 minus A2, F4 minus A3 has a common factor minus V by 4 here, minus V by 4, minus V by 4. We did that intentionally, keeping a common factor, so they are comparable. Now we see that the A2 minus A1 is minus V by 4 only, A3 minus A2 is here minus V by 4 but an extra factor 3 by 4. Here also A4 minus A3 is minus V by 4 but extra factor of 3 by 4 square, here 3 by 4, here nothing. So A2 minus A1, A3 minus A2, A4 minus A2 clearly are not equal. When we put in a comparable form like that, it's very easily noticeable that they do not have a common difference, or they do have a common difference also. Either way, it's very noticeable. So we can write here, that is, we find AK plus 1 minus AK, which is A2 minus A1, A3 minus A2, A4 minus A3. All these are called AK plus 1 minus AK, which is the common difference. Okay, is not the same every time. So you can clearly see here AK plus 1 minus AK in the first A2 minus A1 is minus V by 4. Then AK plus 1 minus AK, which is A3 minus A2 in the next one is 3 by 4 into minus V by 4. So it's same but extra is there. A4 minus A3, which is the next AK plus 1 minus AK, is 3 by 4 square into minus V by 4, which is again not same to either A2 minus A1 nor A3 minus A2. None of them are same. So if they do not have this AK plus 1 minus AK not same every time, that means they do not have common difference. Therefore, the list of numbers involved here, that is A1, A2, A3, A4, etc. do not form an AP because they do not have a common difference. Okay, B2. Then let's go to B3. Okay, you can write this one also. One step if you want. 3 by 4 square. So 3 3s are 9 and 4 4s are 16 into minus V by 4. That way, here, A4 minus A3 is 9 by 16 into minus V by 4. A3 minus A2 is 3 by 4 into minus V by 4. A2 minus A1 is minus V by 4. Clearly showing they are not same. Okay, 9 by 16. Okay, so here, because 3 square is 9 and 4 square is 16. Okay, 9 by 16. Slowly the next one. This is question B1, subheading 3 this time. So here, so a similar way we're going to do it. Let's go on. Number 3, the cost of digging a well after every meter of digging, when it costs rupees 150 for the first meter, keep that in mind, and rises by rupees 50 for each subsequent meter. So let cost of digging for the first meter, let us represent it by A1. So question clearly says rupees 150 is charged for digging the first meter, and then from the second meter, digging for the second meter, let us say A2, it is going to be for the second meter A2, it is going to be rupees after first digging plus for every additional meter 50. So this is rupees 200. 150 plus 50. Okay, then cost of digging for the third meter A3 will be cost of digging after second meter 200 plus third meter means one additional 1 meter, so every meter after that is 50, so that is 200 plus 50 rupees 250. So let us take it at least up to A4, right? We can go A5, A6, but up to A4 is enough to verify whether it's an AP or not. Cost of digging for the fourth meter, which is A4, will be given by here. Cost of digging after the third meter, rupees 250 for the third meter, plus another meter. Fourth meter means 1 meter added, so every meter added is rupees 50, so rupees 250 plus 50, rupees 300. So now to know whether this A1, okay, rupees 150, A2 rupees 200, A3 rupees 250, A4 rupees 300, whether this A1, A2, A3, A4 values are in AP or not, the only test, confirming test, is your common difference. So let us find that out. So here now, our next job now, A2 minus A1, let us try one. A2, A1, so 200 minus A1, 150, that is quite simple, 200 minus 150, 50. Similarly, A3 minus A2 is another possible common difference, so A3 minus A2, so 250 minus 200 is again 50. Seems to be same so far. Just to confirm it clearly, let us take one more common difference possible, A4 minus A3. That is, if this A1, A2, A3, A4 are in AP, then this will form a common difference, right? So 300 minus A3 is 250, and very simple, we know 300 minus 250 is again 50. So each time A2 minus A1 or A3 minus A2 or A4 minus A3, or for that matter if you proceed also A4 minus A5, A5 minus A4, will be keeping on coming out the same 50, 50, 50, means they have a common difference. In other words, in a proper way, if you put, we say AK plus 1 minus AK. This is the formula for common difference of, general formula for common difference of, or for A2 minus A1 or A3 minus A2 or A4 minus A3. This represents any of these things here is the same every time. So if it's the same every time, therefore the list, that means if it's same every time, it means the sequence of numbers A1, A2, A3, A4 have a common difference, and if they have a common difference, definitely that's an AP. So the list of numbers involved here, that is your A1, A2, A3, A4, etc. form an AP, which is A1, A2, A3, A4, etc. In this case is the digging for the first meter, second, third meter. Right, so that's an AP. Okay, it's the same as textbook. So that's fine. Now, last question. Listen to this one carefully, okay? It's not hard. You just need to listen a little bit more carefully in the next one. So here, because it's a bit longish. Concept is easy, but it's a little bit long, so don't break your concentration when you're listening to this, okay? Then you'll get it clearly. B1, number 4. Here, let me read it. The amount of money in the account, okay, every year when the rupees 10,000 is deposited at compound interest. I repeat, compound, not simple but compound. So I'll explain the meaning of the word compound also as we do on, as we move on and start to do. At compound interest of rupees, at compound interest at 8% per annum. So here the amount of money at the beginning, okay, at the beginning of each year, beginning of the first year. Let us represent this one by the first number A1, B equal to, very clearly question is saying rupees 10,000 was there at the beginning of the first year. So that is what is there at the beginning of first year. At the beginning is called your principal, okay? Say that after me, principal, right? Then amount of money at the beginning of the second year. A2, amount of money at the beginning of the second year. I'm shortening it, okay, just by using these double marks here, meaning it's the same word for word, similar in the next step, okay? Is equal to, listen to this, compound interest means this. whatever is the principal at the beginning of first year, you write down rupees 10,000. Okay, let me just put it like this. 10,000 was there in the beginning. 12340 plus interest is 8% per annum. Question says so. 8% means 5% means if you remove this person, 5 by 100. 3% means if you remove the person, 3 by 100. So 8% is removed means divided by 100. Of means into. Of whatever was the previous principal. So previous amount was A1. So 8 by 100 multiplied to previous amount is the interest. Interest means the money charged, money that you get for keeping your principal for use by someone else. So by the bank or to whom you have lended your money. Suppose you are the lender, means this is your money and you give it to somebody for using. For using 1 year, after a gap of 1 year, you're charging plus here, this much is charging. That is called interest. Whatever you charge for using your money and you're charging at 8% per annum means 8 by 100 in the previous amount. So here, if you see clearly, you can here take out the common factor, 10,000, here also 10,000. So if you take that out, then you're going to get 10,000 into 1 is 10,000 into 1. And this has gone out, so this will be plus here, 8 by 100. This is the first amount, right? So A2, then A3. So A3 is amount of money at here the beginning of the third year. So this is your A3 is going to be whatever was remaining after second year is called the principal for third year. That is called compound interest. Okay, so the principal keeps on increasing. That's called compound. In the simple interest, the principal what you had at the beginning will remain the principal. But compound means whatever is remaining, whatever is increased or remains after second year becomes the principal for the third year. So this is the amount remaining after second year. So this will become the principal for the third year. So here you write rupees. So this much money you have now. Sorry, into 1 plus 8 by 100. This is your principal for the third year. Plus you're charging interest. So plus interest is 8% per annum. So 8 by 100 into whatever is the previous principal, not the first one, previous principal now. So the principal for the third year will become the will be the amount remaining of the second year, amount at the beginning of second year, amount in the second year, amount at the beginning of second year becomes the principal for the third year. So this is the principal. So 8 by 100 into principal is the interest. So principal for the third year is the amount at the beginning of second year, which is this one. So 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. So this is how you calculate compound interest into 1 plus 8 by 100. I hope you're getting it right. 8 by 100. Let me repeat it. This is the amount at the beginning of second year is the principal for third year plus interest is 8% per annum. So 8 by 100 into principal for the third year, which is this. So you multiply the 8 by 100 into this is the interest. So this is the interest. This is the principal for the third year. So principal plus interest is the amount at the beginning of the third year. So that will be equal to, if you take common factor here, rupees, then let me just block it here like this. Okay, so here, if you see here, then you're going to see here 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. 10,000 into 1, this one is same. 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100, same here. 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. So take that as common factor. 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. 1 by 8 by 100. Okay, that is common outside. Then inside this bracket, this has been taken out of this bracket. Then this same, so into 1 will make this one. Then there is a plus. 10,000 into 8, 1 plus 8 by 100. So 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 has gone out. So inside will be this one, 8 by 100. So if you rearrange this one, you're going to get here rupees. No need of this bracket, but you can put it if you want. 10,000. I'm keeping in a form that is comparable into 1 plus 8 by 100 into 1 plus 8 by 100 means square. Then I need one more. Similarly, you can write down here same thing like this, double dashes. Amount at the beginning of amount of money at the beginning of the third year. So amount of money at the beginning of the fourth year, you write down with hyphen below this, and that is A4. Okay, A4 will become equal to, so amount of money at the beginning of the fourth year, you write down A4 equal to, so principal for the fourth at the beginning of fourth year will be the amount at the beginning of third year, which is this one is the principal now. That is called compound interest. 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square is the principal for the fourth year, plus interest is 8% per annum, so 8 by 100 into, okay, 8 by 100. Let me economize the space, use the space stingily, because there's no space, into 1 plus 8 by 100 is the principal for the fourth year, at the beginning of fourth year. This is the principal, square, sorry, this much. Then let me write here A4 rupees, like this, let me plug it. This is the principal. The amount at the beginning of third year is now the principal at the beginning of fourth year. Plus interest is 8 by 100 into, okay, principal for the fourth year, which is amount at the beginning of third year, A3 value, this one. So 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square. Then let me close it with this bracket. So this is the amount at the beginning of third year, which is now principal at the beginning of fourth year, plus the interest for fourth year is 8 by 100 into amount at the beginning of third year is the principal, so this one multiply to this one, and then you're going to get here simple case of equal to rupees. Let me write, economize the space, as I said, 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square is common in both. See, 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100, 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100, same. So multiply outside of this bracket, take it out, then 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 into 1 is this, into 1 is this, plus here, so put it, then 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square is outside of this bracket, so inside this bracket will be, this has gone out here, so inside will be only 8 by 100. So we now have here, okay, I'm economizing the space, so please bear with it. So here now that will be equal to rupees 10,000, follow me closely, 10,000, okay, into 1 plus 8 by 100 square into again 1 plus 8 by 100 to the power 1, so 1 plus 2 power is cube now. So this is the A4 value, rupees 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 cube, because 1 plus 8 by 100 square into 1 plus 8 by 100 to the power 1 is 2 plus 1 cube. So now we can do slowly. Now, okay, now, okay, we know the A1. So here now, A2 minus A1 you find out. Okay, A2 minus A1. Let me just keep in mind so I can rub it out here. A3 is 1 plus 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square. It'll be on your notebook. For me, it's okay, I can remember. So let me just rub out this part. So this is the A3. This is A3. So now, let me start with to check the common difference. A2 minus A1 will be, A2 is this one, as you can see. So rupees 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 minus A1. So A1 is this one, 10,000. So you can just put it like this. So rupees can be not used, rather. No need to use rupees, common difference value, the number. So here, that will be equal to, here now you see 10,000, 10,000 common. So you take that out. No need of this bracket. Into 10,000 has gone out. So inside will be 1 plus 8 by 100. Outside this one of this bracket, outside of this bracket has gone this common factor. Then inside will be this one, 1 plus 8 by 100. We don't need to put bracket, right? So minus, so follow it by minus. 10,000 has been taken out, so 10,000 into 1 will make this 10,000. There will be no sign in front of this one. Plus 1 and minus 1 becomes 0. Okay, then here we are going to get here 82 minus 7 is 10,000 into 8 by 100. Just give it like that. Then 82 minus 7, then A3 minus A2. Let us do that. A3 minus A2. So A3 is, just now I got it from here, right? Oh, sorry, A3, A2 minus A3. So here, A1, A2, A3, okay. So A3 is, I think it's on your notebook. So there, let me use the textbook. A3, look there on your textbook, I have on your notebook already written, A3 is 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. So A3 here, I wrapped it out just now. So 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square is A3 value, minus A2. A2 is here, see, 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. So A3, this one, minus A2, this one, which is this. A3 was written on your notebook, right? So here, I can take out the common factor, 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square, and here 1 plus 8 by 100 to the power 1 means this one, these two common factors 1 plus 8 by 100. So this 10,000 out and the 1 plus 8 by 100 out means square. So one more is there, 1 plus 8 by 100. So 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 into 1 plus 8 by 100 is 1 plus 8 by 100 square. So one of them is inside still. Then minus, so follow it up by a minus. Then 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100, exactly this one is taken out. So everything taken out means into 1 will form this one. That way this no sign is plus 1 and minus 1, 0. So A3 minus A2 value will be 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100. As you can see, 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 into 8 by 100. So you write here. Okay, I can rearrange to in a comparable form. See, 10,000, 10,000. I will write this first here. This plus 1 minus 1 cancel means only 8 by 100 left. So 8 by 100. Why did I write that first? Because that way it will become comparable to A2 minus A1 value, 10,000 into 8 by 100. Similar pattern. So I wrote this one first because in multiplying, I write third factor in second place also same. So here, and then this one I take back into 1 plus 8 by 100. Let me repeat. So 10,000, 10,000, 8 by 100, 8 by 100, and this one, the last. So that it is A3 minus A2 remains, becomes comparable easily to A2 minus A1, which is 10,000 into 8 by 100, 10,000 similar, but the extra means definitely they are not equal. 10,000 into 8 by 100 same, but here is an extra factor. So A3 minus A2 value not the same as A2 minus A1. So this is not going to be a P. But let me just look here. This is A4, right? A4. So this will not be needed. I'll just calculate it from the text you have on your note. Chalo. So one more confirmation we need. So A4 minus A3 is another value that you can check for. A4, as you can see here, we calculated and found out this one. So 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 cube minus A3. And A3 value was, as you can see here also, this is the A3 value. On your notebook you check, same thing, 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square. Right, this is A4, as you can see here very clearly, minus A3, I took it from here, A3 here, see that on your notebook is same, right? Now take out your common factor, 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square will be common factor, because cube and 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 cube and 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square means the lower power square will become common factor. Take it out of the bracket, out of this bracket, then 10,000 into 1 plus 8 by 100 square. Cube means one more is there, 1 plus 8 by 100, then only come cube. So this has been taken out, and 1 plus 8 by 100, one factor is the cube square, so 1 inside, and minus, then 10,000 into 8 by 100 square, this one exactly out means, everything out means, into 1 will make this one. So plus 1 minus 1 cancelled. So you're going to get here equal to 10,000 into 8 by 100. I write first. This one is now only left plus 1 minus 1, 0, so 8 by 100. And I write this one at the back. 1 plus 8 by 100 square. That way, see, 2 minus A1 is 10,000 into 8 by 100. A3 minus A2 is 10,000 into 8 by 100, same as this A2 minus A1. Extra number 1 plus 8 by 100. And A4 minus A3 is 10,000 into 8 by 100, which is the same in all the three here. A2 minus A1, 10,000 into 8 by 100. A3 minus A2, 10,000 into 8 by 100. It's the same factor. Here also, A4 minus A3, 10,000 into 8 by 100. Extra factor in A3 minus A2 is 1 plus 8 by 100. The extra factors in A4 minus A3 is 1 plus 8 by 100 square. So they are not same. So you can write finally your answer. Okay, that is, right here, that is AK plus 1 minus AK plus 1 minus AK value, which is A2 minus A1 or A3 minus A2 or A4 minus A3, represented by this general formula. AK plus 1 minus AK is not the same every time. You can write therefore the list of numbers. I'm just using the same language of the text. Go back to the beginning of your question there. In which of the following situations does the list of numbers involved? So the list of numbers involved here means in this particular question B subheading 4, which is represented by A1, A2, A3, A4, etc. The list of numbers involved here, which are A1, A2, A3, A4, etc., do not form an AP. The reason is, only reason, confirming reason is, common difference is not same. So that concludes the part for this test 5.1E. Okay, I hope you got it.